Nigga, we live. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Black Lightning Matters. We are in the farewell season 4, episode 9. How many more is left? Who knows? Not even DC don't know. WB don't know. CW don't know. The actors just keep showing. The season actually been over for the last 5 episodes. Folks just keep showing up. Nah, what's up, y'all? I am Rhayne Coleman, the Carefree BlackNerd himself. And I have with me today, like I do every time we sit on this mic and talk this ish. What's up, man?
Oh, hi, everybody. My name is Cole Jackson. I am back for another wonderful week of Black Lightning Matters, where we're going to talk about Kung Fu.
Yeah, that's what most of the episodes are going to be about. All I want to talk about is 2 characters, and one of them is played by 2 of them played by 1 person. No,
oh my god!
Yeah. Use that hashtag BLMPod when you're watching this live on YouTube, when you're watching it on replay, when you're watching Black Lightning, when you're listening in podcast form. I don't know if you know anything Black Lightning related. Use that hashtag BLMPod and let us know that you're out there. Let's make this a conversation. Woo, Cole. We 2 weeks back. We back in Freeland. What's up?
So they don't want me to like this show. I have come to the conclusion that they don't want me to like the show. Okay. I'm trying really, really hard to love the show, and they don't want me to love it.
Why not? What's wrong?
Did you watch this episode?
Oh, with my eyes closed.
A lot happened.
Yeah,
that I don't know. There's several times in my notes where I write down I'm completely lost or I am confused.
Okay.
I don't know what they want from me. Yeah. But we have dedicated ourselves. We've Jesus, we've come this far.
Look, been so long. We've been so please. Yeah, no. I'm with you. This episode didn't really do it for me. Especially watching through like 2 or 3 more times. I was like, this ain't really doing it. And like you said, a lot happened, but this episode just wasn't strong for me. It wasn't. Yeah. So this episode is entitled Lyding, which is translated from a bunch of different languages. But what I saw was the Afrikaan, with that's Africa with 3 A's, 1 in the front, 2 in the back. It is translated as suffering. So
I didn't know there was so many different ways to spell Afrikaan.
I mean,
oh my god.
So
what are they doing?
Suffering. Yeah, I'm going to assume that that's correct. So yeah. What's your general thoughts? Or you can go right into your bad. Yeah, I don't. That's for you, fam.
I do have some good. I have some. You don't want to have your general thoughts?
Oh yeah, my general thoughts are. This was cool. So it made me more excited for next episode just to see what happens. No. There's a few things.
That's how goofy you sound.
So there's a few things I did like in this episode, but overall, like I said, it didn't feel like a full, complete episode. It felt like a bunch of. So I get there was a beginning, middle, and end, and I get that there was something we were getting at, but it didn't feel like a full, complete episode. It felt like there maybe were a bunch of scenes that things all happened in chronological order, but it didn't feel like a full episode to me. So that's my general thoughts. So please,
I'll just go into my good.
What it is that you want to see?
Was the intro foreshadowing? That's the first thing I have for my good. Was this episode smart enough to show that so for everybody who watched the show, the intro of the show, it's a sequence where we see JJ, Anissa and Jefferson go into this room and they're just talking like, yeah, and mom's gonna do this. She's curing cancer and she's doing these things. And then they go into a room and then she's like, this is the only way. Your powers don't mean shit and we got to get rid of them. So she basically put some smoke in the room. I guess that's that new purple Urkel. She put that new purple Urkel in there. And they lose their powers and then they start dying. And then all of a sudden, we're back doing therapy again.
No. All of a sudden, Lynn, after she kills everybody, has a nervous breakdown. You, what are you doing? You knew. Yeah, so.
But it was a dream.
I don't care. I didn't like that.
And this is the dream that she's been having. And I was like, wow. So on the rewatch, I was like, oh, were they smart enough to make this foreshadowing for what happens towards the end of the show? Maybe that was smart.
I hope not. I think
I mean, you know,
that's on my bad list.
That was a.
I'm just letting you know right now.
Well, I mean, I put it on my good list because I ain't really got but a couple more things on my good list.
Oh, I got a few. So.
Next, painkiller scene was good. I hope his show is like this.
Yeah.
I think the he got a whole like after commercial break and then up to a commercial break, he got like a whole segment for his stuff, and it was really good. I like the whole thing of him looking in the mirror and kind of talking to himself, him switching back and forth, which I think Jordan Calloway is doing really well at that. Absolutely. I think those were really good things that happened, and then him. I like the whole. The gangsters behind the door and they're hearing what's going on, and we don't get to see what this dude that did to all the people in the other room, and then he finally gets into the room. I like that. I like how they set that up. I like the whole back and forth. I hope that his show ends up being like this.
Yeah,
I love that scene.
I enjoyed it too. It was actually my favorite scene of the whole show. And a lot of it is really resting on Jordan Calloway's performance, because to be honest, as good as Painkiller is, nothing he did in this episode as it relates to the scene as a whole is any different from a Black Lightning scene. But I think Jordan is doing a really good job carrying that character, really embodying that character, because in the comics he's slightly different. He's really now made a definitive Painkiller, and much like you, I like that mirror scene. I want to see how many other ways that they're going to work with having Khalil and Painkiller fight, work together, or whatever. This is really a good vehicle for Jordan, because you have to consistently play these two people, and then it's low cost if you're looking at budget, and if you're looking at like CGI and powers and stuff. That's a really low cost way to get your point across. So I think he did exceptionally well. Like,
one thing that I noticed and I liked too was that one part of it, he was looking in like a window and his reflection, and then when he had the dude down, he was looking at the table, and the table, he's just wherever he's seen his reflection, that's when he was having a conversation with himself. And the cool thing too was he was the bad guy, so he's literally talking to himself, and the bad guy, who are you talking to? I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
It's like, this dude's crazy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really well done. And I hope his show ends up being like that. Just the back and forth between the two. So watching this and seeing how big of a segment he got, I wanted to put this out here to you. We're getting, or not even a question, but we're getting a Painkiller Ishmael fight, aren't we?
I hope the fuck so. That's really what I'm tuning in for every week.
Like, that's gotta be a part of the season. I think that'll probably be one of the best fights of the season.
Yeah, we got to, because there's no way, because especially if he's coming there, he's making his way to Freeland, he being Khalil Painkiller, to figure out what's going on, help clear Jefferson's name. And Ishmael is in direct opposition to that. He's trying to kill these niggas. So they have to bump heads. They have to. There's no way they don't bump heads.
Yeah, that was that whole segment was really good. And then they I thought they killed that. I just want his show to be everything that I've seen that could possibly be in the Painkiller show. Looks like it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
his team, the way he's been acting, the way he's handling himself is two different sides. All of that has been good to me. The next thing, JJ and TC's conversation on the roof.
That's on my list.
Really good.
That's on my
they
list.
Have great chemistry. They come off as friends. Like, I like their dynamic with each other. I like, she was like smoking weed, and he was just like, I just say no. She was like, boy, you gonna hit this blunt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Loved it. I love that scene. I love that scene. I love when they're having a conversation. They do act like they're friends.
Yeah.
Even the point where he was just like, she was like, "You straight?" And he was like, "Yeah, I love women." And then he was like, especially Gloria Estevez or whatever the girl name is.
Lisa, man. He said Lisa. I thought that was funny too, man. It's because I'm like, how TC would he be Jefferson's age, or would he be? He would be in his 40s, right? If he had have lived, because he's a pod kid from the 80s, so he should be about Jefferson's age. So yeah, I like all of that. He was, again, TC is him and Gambi. He's getting up there with Gambi. Gambi been consistent. TC is like, that was a great scene.
I thought their dynamic was really good. So I just thought that JJ and TC's combo on the roof really good. Came off as friends. Everything just works. Even him saying, "Yo, like, why you acting like somebody else? Why you trying to be like you like the dude is JJ? Like,
he like you as it,
right? Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Okay, TC, give us some knowledge, man. You know, good chemistry between the two actors, though. I love it."
Anything else?
My last thing is the Ishmael and Black Lightning fight. Pretty good. Okay. Pretty good. Even though they split it up, it was pretty good. Even though Jefferson was like, "Yeah, you come down here and get your butt kicked," and I was like, "You haven't won a fight in like
ever
a long time."
You have never won a fight. You won the fight against that boy who electrocuted with that whip because you caught that boy off guard and he wasn't no meta. You also won that fight in that damn ring only because you was full of a year's worth of depression. On a regular day, you getting your ass whooped. You not winning.
But I like Ishmael's introduction when he comes down the steps and he's holding his two swords and and the sparks coming down and he was like, "Oh, so you've been waiting on me, huh?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you about to get something good. We got to get something good." I loved it. Thought it was good. They split it up. I even liked the second part of it when it was going towards the end of the show, and Jefferson was like, "How you like to fight in the dark?" And then he was just like, "Uh-oh."
I thought that was a good scene too, especially considering Ishmael has been lurking. This man has been learning. Like was Cutter the only other person who really did that? Like, kind of stalked their prey, got intel, and then so when it was fighting, like when she poisoned Khalil in that barn, it felt earned. So I like that about his character. I like that he's fought with Anissa and her punching bag. I like that he fought with Jefferson, which I'm like, Jefferson, why are you even? You gotta start small. You can't go for the big boss yet, fam.
He beat up his homeboy. This your boy. Won't you come down here and get your butt kicked too? I was like, wow, you really setting yourself up to die.
Now, did you notice Ishmael in the bed with that woman?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who that was.
I was like, wait a minute, fam. I mean, I get it, but like, dude, whoa, okay. So I guess you are a fully fleshed out person then, cause
he was eating apples with his sword, so it was crazy. I liked it though. I enjoyed it. I think Ishmael's really good. No, I'm not butt kissing. I just think he is delivering on what he said in the interview with us. Rico Ball said every time you see him, it's gonna be about that action. And
it was. Even with him in let's see, with him in Lightning, I like that. They didn't fight, but it was very much like, okay, I'm getting my intel. And I don't know if he mentioned like she was most powerful, but I know he was like, she could do this, and that. Put that in the cloud. I was like, God damn, you don't need to fight every time.
Yeah.
So and then
the whole breakdown. You know, they brought up the League of Assassins on here. Quick little, if you didn't know about the League of Assassins, TC's like, here you go. Here's what the League of Assassins is. We need to be careful.
Yeah, I like that. I did.
That's all I got for my good. I don't.
Well,
else? What about you?
I have more. Even though I didn't like this, I liked this. So JJ, Lightning, and Uriah. What I do like is how it's like that Spider-Man, Mary Jane, Peter Parker thing flipped on his head, where the guy is the one who is unaware and he's kind of dating two people, but they're the same person. That was interesting to me because I'd like to see how does that play out. When we had Jennifer, though I am a fan of Jennifer and Khalil, they both knew what was up. They both were metas. They both had this relationship with JJ is making me like Uriah more. Not that I didn't like him, but I just was like, okay, he's here. But I do like that whole the woman is the one with the power. And so now what does this look like going forward? So I enjoyed that. That's a good
Well, we know he ain't finna hoop with her anytime soon.
Oh no, neither one. But we also know that he's not that bright. JJ is the only girl in Freeland with locks. She's the absolute only teenager in all of Atlanta. I'm sorry, Freeland with locks. So I don't understand why
that can hoop.
Why she didn't wear a wig? Okay, but yeah.
Bruh, I'm telling you, look, she towers over him. She
towers over everybody.
The opening scene when they was walking into the room, I was like, dang, she about taller as Jefferson can't hang with her. Her crossover is deadly.
Like, can you imagine if she had been cast as Jennifer from day one? Like what that would have looked like?
Well, actually, nah, bruh, because she don't come off as a younger sister. Like you put Nafessa Williams next to her. Nafessa Williams is a dwarf next to her.
I don't care. How many cousins, how many sets of cousins do you have where the baby is bigger than all of the older kids? Like everything, that's common. That's common.
It just don't fit the dynamic, but I don't think it fit a dynamic like that for me. Like I need somebody to look like the younger sister. I don't need nobody who can outball everybody.
F that. Every single set of my cousins where there is multiples, the youngest is bigger or taller than everybody else. So I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, they're bigger than me. This towering over me. 12 years younger than me, and they 12 inches taller than me. So yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed them. That's really all of my good. I'm sure there's some more good in there that might pop up, but that's really you hit the nail on the head.
Make note of it.
I don't know. I might think of something like, oh yeah, that was cool, but all in all, you pretty much hit all the good for me.
Oh, bad. Nobody questions how different. That's the first thing. Nobody questions how different Lightning is right now. Like everybody's like, well, she's a little taller, and she has dreads now, but that's her. Like, what do you mean? She a whole different person. Yeah, she a whole nother person. And everybody's like,
different height. Yeah, that's strange. Yeah, that's really strange. I don't know. And then they based it off of the Instagram account. Like she went live on her Instagram. That's what you're watching? Like,
but that's the thing too. She did that on her when it was China McClain, and she did the same thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. When China McClain did the Instagram thing, and she was on the news
with a bald head.
Right, so I'm just kind of just like, well, yeah, that's got to be her. She just has dreads, and she just grew. You know, she's 6'5" now. What the hell? It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, you're right. And at this point, it's just like whatever. Okay. Sometimes she's a different person. Sometimes she's not. I don't know. But
yeah. Now she's a shapeshifter. Why did Anissa get a new shoot when she's never Thunder?
When she don't do nothing. Honestly, what is she doing? What has she done this season? She, like you said, she's never Thunder. She's haven't even been Blackbird, but like a couple episodes to round up all the bad guys. Like what's the point?
And that suit looks terrible.
And the suit is loud as hell. I get the yellow and black because it's dark. Why are you walking around in this purple suit? Like if this was Supergirl or Flash or something, sure. But this, you've set up Freeland as a gritty, dark kind of New York meets Atlanta.
Well, okay.
Place. Like, why are you in this?
Hold on. The last suit really wasn't that quiet either. The last suit was kind of loud too.
The yellow one?
Yes.
But it's also it's playing off of Jefferson. Like to me, it still fits within that whole aesthetic. Like this purple, if all of this is the case, why not just go back to the first one, that Party City uniform she had on in the first season? That was purple as shit too. Like, is this to be similar to, you know?
At first it was all purple, wasn't it?
No, it had some others. There was like kind of blue in it, some pink, yellow. I don't know.
The reason this is on my bad is because she's never Thunder, and now y'all gonna wait till the last season to just be like, okay, she's gonna be Thunder now for the rest of the season.
I mean, but even if that is that it? Is it gonna be the rest of the season?
That's a good point.
Mm.
She's like, this makes me not want to go back to being Blackbird, and then the whole Gambi shooting at her randomly, just like
that's my bad.
This shit. I said, what the fuck is going on? Wait a minute. Wait. He's like, I had to test it.
But he didn't even, like, the gun was like down by his waist. And I was like, man, you can't just start. I was like, okay, the optics. This old black man walks into a room smiling at this black woman and just empties the clip. Like, what is this? What are y'all doing? And then she's Matrix, cool, but why? Oh, your suit has memory foam, but she's never worn this suit. So I don't understand, why does the suit know to dodge the bullet? It's like, I don't know, man.
And then, so another thing that really tripped me out about the new suit too is like she could snap her finger. Like, you can snap your finger now and it'll just come on. And I'm just like, well,
why don't everybody have that? No, like, really, it's that convenient. Why doesn't everyone have that? Why is it just her?
You know, Jefferson's suit does it because he'll do an electro some shit and his suit will come on. But I'm like, her powers don't work. I still really don't know how Anissa's powers work.
For this universe, however you want it to work, she can blink hard, and there we go. She don't know how her powers work. I forgot she had to hold her breath. Like, what I forgot that last season.
So, also, her suit, if she holds her breath and then she lets it go, the suit's supposed to keep the power,
which makes no sense because
it's offset another second, a millisecond. So I don't know.
Don't try to think about it because it doesn't make sense. If her powers are organically hers and she doesn't have a power that like shoots out lasers, how are you mimicking that density of her body through cloth? Like, right. I don't know. You know, I'm not in the writer's room. You know,
memory foam. Memory foam.
That's on my bed, sure, but
what do we do? So my next bad is like, okay, this is exactly what I wrote. Okay, so by the breakfast scene, I'm really asking myself, what kind of show is this? Because we get to the breakfast scene where she's making breakfast for her dad to apologize for doing the IG live with the dude that's trying to save the music program.
And what? Okay, go ahead.
So she didn't really fight crime. Her explanation made sense. She was like, hey, the kids look up to me, and if I do this will help save the music program. And then Jefferson was like, no, you doing this for clout. And she was like, no, I'm trying to, like, so what I'm supposed to do? Try to save the music program with a dad who has everything she said made sense. You have been getting there. They have framed you for getting money from the school. So I can't do it as JJ. So how am I supposed to do it? And he was like, no, Instagram, that's crazy. I'm like, wait a minute. Wasn't it a few seasons ago? Like, when Anissa doing the same thing, she was on the news all the time.
I said that this man is a hypocrite because even though he did talk shit to Anissa, he eventually just fucking let it go. And I'm like, okay, maybe because she grown and Jennifer is the teenager. No, Jennifer has been on the run. Jennifer has been locked in her room. She's going to therapy on an astral plane. She has become a whole nother person. If you don't think she's mature enough to know what she's doing, and then after all of that, you run out and go look for Ishmael. You go out starting fights and shit. You were cage fight. You doing all of this, but you on her head about, hey guys, save the music program. This is lightning out. Like, what? She's doing less drunk. He is a terrible parent, man. Him and Lynn, I hate their parenting. They suck. Bro, they suck. Yeah.
I didn't understand it. At one, I'm like, she ain't even really like fighting. And then, well, I kind of get it because they say she's public enemy number one still.
Mm-hmm.
But she was in a. I think how she did the video was smart. She did it where it was just him and her. Nobody else was around. Hey, everybody. Like, I mean, it did end up biting her in the ass.
But even still, my thing is, let's say she pre-recorded that and he just uploaded, it would have been the same thing. So I don't understand. I get Jefferson saying, oh, your public enemy number one is a target on your back. But if I do this as Jennifer or Lightning at 7 p.m. in the middle of the woods and then I fly away, how is that different from me just recording the video on a black background and then sending it to homeboy and he like, I don't see either way. I don't know, man. I don't know.
And that's the thing too. He's just like, you shouldn't even have an Instagram for Lightning. And I'm like, woo,
why not? Anissa,
she's in high school.
Bro, not even that. Anissa had songs about her, about how thick she is. She had all of this exposure. What do you mean? So is it really about the superhero of it all, or is it about your favorite child, Anissa, versus Jen/JJ? Because we went through all this with Anissa in like season 2. So like,
but that's what I'm saying. I would think that I would think that he would understand a little bit more since JJ is in high school. Like it kind of just makes sense. Like she's using her quote unquote celebrity to help something in the school that she believes in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Black Lightning would do the same. Black Lightning has done the same shit.
Man, forget him, man. He's
stuck in. Like you literally have done the same thing. You got on TV. Like I need everybody to come on and come out to the fish fry for the church.
It's different. It's different. He's a man and he's an adult and he's been doing this longer.
Okay. And then so I also said, is this a superhero show or not?
No, it's not. No. This is All American 2.0. This is not this superhero shit is just after. This is All American.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Next on my list. Why are the cops a part of the storyline now? We are in episode 6, 7?
No,
6?
9. We're episode
9. I don't know where we are. We're at episode 9. We haven't seen the cops in ages. Like we hadn't seen the Shelby from the Best Man wedding. We haven't seen Aruka Kashur or whatever his name is.
And then you see they tried to slide in that I've been coaching basketball to underprivileged youths in the city. Man, get the fuck out of here. You ain't been doing none of that, nigga. Like, don't try to.
The police angle hasn't even been looming. They haven't even made any reference to the police stuff since the mayor got killed. So now y'all popping up all of a sudden?
Hey, we never even seen the inside of the precinct until this episode. When I saw that light-skinned girl on that computer, I was like, where the fuck are we? Like,
we ain't even seen the chief. Like, at least we've seen Kuku Kashur or whatever his name is. We didn't seen him a couple times. But the police chief ain't been nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The police storyline is weird, especially when you had that black dude with mind control powers last episode, and it could have been her instead. You could just had it be her
instead. It
would have made more sense. I'm happy that brother got a check, but it could have been her.
I'm tired of people getting checks now. They need to give me one. I'm tired of it. Like people getting checks now, and it's just like, y'all, come on, y'all need to give me a check. But yeah, I'm like, why is the police just not showing up? Like, none of this makes sense. Like the police presence hasn't been a part of this show
at all
since the mayor got shot. What y'all been doing?
Sitting on their thumbs, shit.
I'm tired. Like we're chugging along. Why do the Pierces always get somebody killed or in trouble?
See, this is my bad.
Homeboy from the doctor who works with Anissa was trying to do the
Gary.
shit that killed. He died. He's dead.
I knew that. It's always a black man. Not that it needs to be a black woman, but I'm saying it's always a black man. So, go ahead.
I'm just saying, he coming to the hospital, he bumped. Such an aggressive bump. He was like, "You got me fired." She got this nigga fired and killed.
See, what the hell? That's on him too. Like, one, this hospital is stark white. You are not undercover with this black jacket. You're standing out. Two, if you knew you were kicked out of someplace, and like, why didn't he just bring the jump drive to Anissa at the hospital and then leave town? That made no sense to me.
Yeah, well, I guess he didn't expect to see her.
No, you in all black. You sneaking in the hospital. You know you coming to find her. He bumped into her intentionally to get her attention, which even that was weird.
Yeah, that was kind of strange.
Walk up to him like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." What?
He was like, "You know that whole thing you had me look up?
The fibrosis
fired." He got me fired.
She should have said, "On your day off." No. So for me, that pissed me off, but let's take it a few seconds back. And this is why Anissa will never be, ever, for as long as this show airs, she will never find happiness. I'm sick of her. Why okay, so you're married. You and your wife are both superheroes. You work in a hospital. Your wife says, "Hey, Cole, we've fought in Markovia. I've been in a coma. We've got attacked recently by a ninja who's out to kill your family. Your sister has changed into a whole nother body. Every day there's a new threat. Would you mind cutting on your location for me as your wife to make sure I know where you are?"
Nope, I ain't used to that. I ain't used to this.
I really think it's silly. I never. What are you talking about? This is your wife. This is what I'm saying. Like, when people are like, "Oh, I love Grace and Anissa," what is it to love? Anissa is a terrible partner. She's a terrible lover. She's just terrible overall. There's nothing redeeming about her relationship with Grace that would make me be like, "Oh, okay, I see why Grace is with her." You're emotionally manipulative. You gaslight this woman. You do whatever. You dominate. You're so dominant. Like, you, if it's not your way, it's wrong. This man tried to kill both of y'all at the same time, but you say, "Oh, he tried to kill me. It's personal." Did she not almost get killed too? Why would that be out of the question? Actually, all of the Pierces need to have some type of tracking system on each other to know where they are for shit like this. I don't like Anissa, man.
Actually, babe, I think it's really stupid. Why would I do that?
Why would that be stupid?
I've never done that before.
But you also ain't been in a relationship past 2 weeks before either.
Grace, as soon as Grace wake up, no, Grace, I don't care. We're gonna get married.
I'm gonna do you dirty. Like, honestly, my thing is, if you're gonna cheat, people gonna find a way to cheat. I'm not even worried about the cheating shit. If you gonna cheat, you gonna cheat. But we have supernatural forces. We fight every day. We literally went on a honeymoon and got our asses beat. I got kidnapped and you got poisoned. And you don't think I should know where you are? Anissa is terrible.
She was mad when she turned it on.
Right? She said, "Huh, are you happy now?" Fam, either she is a terrible person or she's a terrible actress. Because there's no way you delivered that line. Like, if Nefessa Williams says, "Oh, this is supposed to be playful," she's the goddamn lie. It's not like, "Okay, babe, I turned it on. Do you see it?" No, it was like, "I turned it on. You happy now, bitch?" God damn. I was like, God damn.
Why did I get married? 3.
No, shit, for real. God damn. That's what universe this show is in. Shit. Anissa is terrible. That was on my list. Her and this compromise was just terrible.
I am telling you, she is playing this character as if she was a man.
But that still doesn't make any sense. What man would do that? That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. You're not about to tell me that any man, if you replace Anissa with a man for every season of this show, as a man, would that make sense that you would not turn on your location for your wife and vice versa? That makes no sense. And then they act as if, excuse me, guys, they act as if Grace is this helpless, poor damsel in distress. Grace is more powerful than Anissa. And anybody who disagrees, you can fight me on that. I'm not talking about comic book version. I don't care what they got going on over there. On this show, Grace is more powerful than Anissa. Period. She don't have to hold her breath. She can transform into anything. She's really good as a leopard or a cat. She's much. If it wasn't for her, Anissa would be dead from last episode.
I just can't turn that location on.
I wouldn't turn mine on either. And you get back to this loft, and I have my comic books and my art easel gone because clearly she don't care about Grace. She does not love Grace. She has no desire to be with that woman for real. This show don't know what to do with Grace, and that's a problem because you've created a character, or you've brought a character to life who has so much interesting things about her, but it keeps getting muted or toned down because of this terrible partner that she's with, where you got her want to be this hotshot badass, Billy badass, whatever. Cool, you can have that, but if you're not writing her correctly, and it's like their relationship is sacrificed for Anissa being this hothead, hotshot, prodigal son, daughter, lead character, or this, like, and for what? She's not doing a good job. Grace is the victim. Like, she needs to get out of this relationship.
All I know is Grace's character should be way better than what it is. Especially if you and I know we're not supposed to be like, well, you can't compare everything to the comics, but like if you read the comics, you know what's going on. Grace Choi, is it Grace Choi? Choi. Mm-hmm. Her character's really good and it's awesome. And she's supposed to be way bigger. She's supposed to be domineering. She's supposed to be kicking ass, and it's just like, nah, just put her in the background. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if she got her own show because you've left.
Or she could be on Team Painkiller.
No, that would be great. That would be great. But I'm like, give her something else to do. She has no friends. Like she owned a gay bar. She was into comics. She had a host of other friends prior to meeting Anissa. All that shit is even if you want to go a little bit darker, when she was on drugs, when she was, I think, was it into season 2, into season 3, where she was nowhere to be found. Revisit that. Maybe she got some undesirable people who she was cool with and shake shit up there. She has to have a life. Why doesn't she have a life? But she's married to this motherfucker. Why are they married?
Because Anissa loves her.
That ain't love.
What's love got to do with it?
Not that. Shit. I'm mad, y'all. That really pisses me off.
No, I mean, I completely agree with you, man. Yeah. I think that the character that we like, Grace, the character that we've seen do things has been awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you
let her do stuff, it's actually pretty good. But like, here comes that dominating wife of hers. I'm not gonna put my location on. Girl, shut up and get my food ready when I get home.
Like, I don't know. Grace had to go cheat on her with an actual lion or something. Do that.
We went over the Jefferson fight. I just thought the way that he goaded. The only thing I put was the way he goaded Ishmael to come fight him, and he hadn't really been fighting. And this fight shouldn't have been as close as it was, to be honest with you. I was like, Jefferson shouldn't really be hanging with this dude, but
at all. Didn't Joey Toledo whoop your ass? Like, no, there's no way.
We glossed over that. Why was this Lynn in jail scene so long and uncomfortable?
Now, hold up, Cole, because I'm gonna call your ass out. Because when I was saying that shit on Twitter, he was like, "Nigga, it's jail." I was like, "No, this shit is intense.
No.
The show. This is like HBO Max. This is not CW. No."
So initially, when we were starting to tweet, I don't keep up with the time for real, man. I'm because it's kind of hard to keep up with you live tweeting too, because I got to make sure I follow up with whatever you're saying and kind of we got to be back and forth on a regular basis. But on the rewatch, I was like, oh my god, like this is real. And I'm like, I know what you guys were going for, but you guys could have shortened this up a little bit and kind of it was uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable and it was really long. And I'm like, do y'all want us to feel Like, what are y'all trying to make us feel with this?
Because they've not done well. I thought they were going to do a Sandra Bland thing, and I was very nervous that, especially coming off of the failed oh god, it's escaping me, but the last little fucking incident they had, the Breonna
Taylor when they came in on a couple and the police shot, but
I was just no matter how much, because I don't like Lynn, I'm gonna say that no matter how much I do not care for her, that this show has really fucked over that character, from making her addicted to green light, from fucking getting her used and abused by so many people, all this emotional turmoil you put her through with the pod kids, with Dr. Jace, with Gravedigger, with all of this, and then for us to come here, I get Tobias is like, let me hurt him no, this is a lot, and this is a lot for me. This is a CW show. There, to me, that was nothing CW. That was very much like, I don't want to say black trauma porn. I don't want to say that, but it was very much intense and uncomfortable. And for a show that is going off the air, and this is your last season, and you got a lot of moves to make, there are other ways you could have took that scene. Or
Rhayne, let me stop you real quick.
What?
You have gotten onto this show for being too CW at times too.
That may very well be it, but you want to not be CW when it comes to the trauma and drama shit. Like, you got the Breonna Taylor scene that they terribly mishandled. This scene with Lynn. So I get what you're saying, and I could be on his head about what it is. But at the end of the day, is this type of scene happening on Supergirl? Is this type of scene happening on The Flash? Are you putting any white women through this shit? Because this was a lot. You could have easily had that woman hem her up, throw her in the cage, talk her shit. Everything could have been the same. But even us, the way we're viewing this black woman holding her naked body, like that was a lot. You could lift that camera up a little bit higher. Then when
she was just like, open your legs, the cop was like, open your legs, and the cop going down. I was like, yo,
it was a lot.
I was like, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, you can do scenes like this and film it in a particular way where it works. But I think the way that they filmed it, I think the way that it just was uncomfortable.
You can literally take this scene out and put it on another network, and it's going to fit in perfectly. This is definitely some R-rated show. Like, I don't know, man. I think even Orange is the New Black handled that shit better than this shit, but
I think, and I'm not trying to shoot the scene any bail, but one thing that I took from it was just the way it was shot kind of fucked with me. Like, the way it was shot, and it was so, like, they was trying to fill time. I'm like, why y'all, like, it was too long.
Nothing else going on this show. There was nothing else going on. If you look at the scene with Uriah riding his bike, he ride his bike, him and JJ have a conversation. We got that long scene of Painkiller, and even that scene was edited weird, because you got the stripper, and then you got the guys with the money, and then you got Khalil coming in with the like Western music, and then he like pulls out the money. He's like, "Hey, sweetheart, you didn't see me." The way that part of the scene was shot was very choppy. And then even when we went to the bad guys behind the door, and then Khalil came in, overall it was a good scene. But even that was like either edited weird or some stuff was cut out, because I didn't see the stripper at all after that. And I was like, "What is this?" So, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, it was. I know what I said on Twitter, man, but I had to catch things on the rewatch, and this is just.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's just very uncomfortable and long. And I'm not, I've seen a lot on TV here recently. We see black people get shot on TV like it ain't like hotcakes now. But it just, that was just a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole hell of a lot. Like, can we, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would say it's on brand for the show, but even that, it's not. Because we've had these people locked up in prisons with them like collars on and shit. We've had stuff, but this was so far left, and it's like, are y'all trying to like end the show on a bang? This was, and the other thing, and not to say that this would have made it any better, but if this is Tobias's plan, we didn't even get to see him like looking at his iPad, like, yeah, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, well, what is this? Who is this for? He's not even like watching to enjoy this. Like, this just. And the lady cop, what the fuck was wrong with her?
He's like, I heard it all before, bitch. Get in here and shut up.
Not that height matters, but I would have whooped her out of time. Like, bitch, you gonna Lynn came to the door.
Nobody's ass in jail.
I know, man. I'm just upset. And I'm trying to cope with what I saw. So yeah, that.
Side note. Do we even get a Lynn? Does Lynn even get any kind of redemption in this before the show ends?
How can she? Where could she possibly get? Where are you going to have time to give her redemption? It's like every episode is one thing. There's no B plots. There's not like what? When would she have time to? Unless we go through some Orange is the New Black with her throughout the rest of the season in jail, meeting folks. Where does she get a redemption arc? And taking it a few steps back, another thing I was pissed off at, which really confirmed why I don't like Lynn anymore. Why the fuck are you yelling at Jefferson because your 26 years of life work is gone, knowing good and damn well he didn't embezzle no money? That scene was weird as hell. And I get being upset because it's your life's work. But again, this goes back to with Grace and Anissa. You know the type of life that you lead and your family.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this not backed up somewhere at home? That's for one. Like, you've moved so many different labs over the course of this show, and then you've been addicted to drugs. You've been in jail a few times. So it's like, why is this any different? Like, why instead of coming in the house like Jefferson, they took my shit, I don't know what to do, blah, whatever, we have to get this together. Why was it, oh, you got to figure this out? He didn't even embezzle the money, and you think he's just sitting on his ass like, well, they think I embezzled this money. That's okay. I'm good with that. I'm gonna read my paper. Like, what? That was weird. The way they're writing her, and when I say I don't like Lynn, of course, not the actress, the character, but it's the way that this show is portraying her. What is she doing? Why is she like this?
I have no clue. I mean, it seems like she's stressed, but we don't really know what she's stressed about. And then we get a little something there, like she's still dealing with sobriety. But so that's a thing, but we don't really get enough of it fleshed out. I don't know. And it's just like, to me, it kind of makes me feel like they want them to fight the whole season.
Which is, you know what? This might be me reaching, but I started watching Gossip Girl. When it first came out back in the early 2000s, I watched a few episodes. When I was writing my book, it's a very murder mystery preppy type, so I was consuming a lot of Gossip Girl, and it got to a point where I don't know what season I enjoyed the show, but I was like, we're doing the same shit over and over. This same girl is having the same miscommunication with some guy she's dating, which leads to a whole host of issues, and that's how I'm starting to feel about this show. Why do they have to argue all the goddamn time? That is not people. If you say, oh, that's real life, that's how people are. Yeah, some people probably are like that, but we're watching this media to escape from real life. I can still see real stuff. I don't even, okay, a black person gets murdered. Sure, if it fits within the story and you do it well, that happens. I get that. But every time these two are on screen, they arguing about something every time. Cut it out, man. This is Gossip Girl all fucking over again. Like, and then even with Grace and Anissa, not to keep beating the dead dog, but every time Grace turns around, it's like, okay, I'm going to do better. I mean, every time Anissa does that, it doesn't get better. It still is something that comes later. Yeah. And they're writing. Who is in this writer's room? Is it one person? Shit, is it Tyler Perry? You know,
I'm pretty sure it's three.
Three of the, are they triplets? Cause shit, what the fuck, man? I don't know, man.
After that, I just wrote, I'm completely lost. I have no idea what's happening anymore. And then I wrote, how do people lose their powers? So
yeah, no, I know how. no, I know how, but it doesn't make sense to me.
But that is my last note. I'm just like, because I know they went into a whole thing with Tobias resurrecting his sister and all this other stuff, but I kind of blacked out after that. I was just like, I'm completely lost. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Yeah, that ending wasn't good. I guess one of my biggest concerns, because there was a girl on Twitter, forgive me, I don't remember her name. I was like, how the hell these people? I thought the nullifier stuff was inside the pregnant women who had the issues. So and I'm like, okay, so if they do it that route, you don't know who's pregnant. You can kill two birds with one stone. If a woman has a meta gene and you inject her baby might not be a meta. And then two, let's say there's 100 pregnant women in Freeland, then you could be getting nullified and don't even know why, but then it was like, no, it's just that gun. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But even like Ishmael is also a meta, is he not?
The nigga pulled up a shield out of nowhere. Yes, he's a meta. He just made a shield.
Like, is he not? Like, I get he has hand-to-hand combat. I don't think that goes away, but like, is he also nullified? Like,
that's the thing. Like,
this is weird.
The Asian woman that's on Tobias's team, Val was like, yo, she fell for it. Lynn fell for it. She put my nullifying in the vials. And I was like, okay, what significance is that? Because they only injected it into Gambi. But Gambi been around him. The powers work because he shot it at Anissa, and Anissa dodged it to use her power. So I'm thinking it
wore off. There was a guy too, and I'm sorry, y'all. I should have put these people's tweets up, but there was a guy who was like, yeah, if we're going off the same logic of Lynn injecting herself with meta powers, it makes sense that Gambi's wouldn't last. Because I was like, well, if you're going to make that a plot point, why are you not having Gambi be consistently nullifying people? But I get that it would have wore off, but I think it should have been addressed. Because, like, it was Gambi. It wasn't, I don't know.
But like I said, I still don't know how they lost their powers, because everybody lost their powers at one point in time. And I'm like,
with that gun, with that amplifier gun that he had.
So that's how it happened.
I suppose so. Because listeners, I don't even know if we all watch the same show, because
I literally was like, how is this working?
But then I'm like, okay, and this may be just too much, but like, if Val is a nullifier and you hit her with the nullifier, is she now an amplifier? Like, what is she? What is, bro?
I just needed to know why the people's powers, and it was just them particular. They didn't show any other metas that was losing their powers. It was just Anissa, Jeff, and JJ. So I'm like,
because it's the cast. I'm not giving this show no breaks, but I think it's just because that was. But at the same time, Tobias is also a meta. So, like, is he going to age now? Like,
I have no idea what I am completely. I am completely lost,
bro. And this is a MacGuffin.
And then it's like, so you still mad about your, like, it ain't no bigger plan past your sister now? Like, we going back to that plot? Like,
bro,
what's going on? And he's just like, finally, I can reach to my level, my highest level.
He was a caricature this
episode. Yeah, like, what is going? I was like, what happened to the Tobias that I really enjoyed?
The smooth shit talking, big picture plan. Like, you're the mayor now, right?
Not yet, anyone yet.
Shit. Why not?
I was confused, and I'm like, so we back to your sister, and then is it like, are we resurrecting Tori?
That's what I was saying. And where does he live? Because was this not a castle? Stained glass in the shape of
he live in Buckhead.
Huh?
He live in Buckhead,
bro. But it was a castle, man. That wasn't a house. I was like, the geography of Freeland is weird as hell, but. Go off, I guess. I don't know, man. Tobias was not my favorite this episode at all.
He was terrible.
But everybody
finally I can reach my power. He was like, finally I can like reach my. He was just generic bad guy again.
Yeah.
And I was like, why you generic bad guy?
He needed to go back to Russia. Remember when he was in that old lady house and killed her son or something and was just watching TV and eating pork and beans with her? He needs to get back to that.
And then another question is, where does Machine come from? It just randomly popped up.
I don't know. I feel like somebody made it.
Is that from season 2?
I don't know, man.
Wait, what is
that's cyanide. He broke it down to spare parts. I don't know, nigga. Like, listeners, if y'all know, let us know. Because
did Dr. J send that to him for a Christmas present?
From the grave, man. I don't know, man. I checked out too towards the end.
Wait. So you're saying that machine is the nullifier?
No, Val is. My understanding is that that machine amplified whatever nullifying she has or whatever they put into the machine. Science. But then he pointed at that, like, I'm like, why are we outside, like, on top of the building? Like, even if it can go through walls, it's like, why would we even need to go up here for this? Like, just shoot it at a wall. I don't know, but
I miss something.
Khalil was also, is Khalil gonna be a like what?
I miss something, man.
Yeah.
I miss something because I'm like, this machine, what does it do? Like, they really didn't answer the question. It just was in his living room.
It nullifies. No, he got it from that white man. Remember that older man? He was like, and this was such a weird line. He was like, yeah, something I would do lip service. And man was like, I don't pay with my mouth. I pay with my actions. I was like, brunch gay, is that you? What is this? It was so weird. But
it was brunch gay. Reincarnated.
But no, so I think the machine, I don't know. Look, I feel like we put in our dues. Just move on. Next
I have nothing else bad. What else? Do you have anything on your bad list? Anything else?
It was just Tobias and JJ getting kidnapped or duped or whatever. That was weird to me because it's like, if you had to just followed either your father or even TC's, it's like invincible. Just tell this nigga you're Lightning and call it a day.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And maybe I wasn't paying attention. Only watched it twice. Because that's all I can stand.
Yeah.
How did she escape and was flying? Because then they shoot her and then it went through her shield and she got hurt and then she was behind the car and they was like, we gonna get her. And then we cut to something else. And then next thing I know, she flying around. So how did she get away?
She escaped because Shelby was like, such and such find her. And some dude was like, oh, I don't see her. But like, he didn't even go in that area where she was. He just like looked over, was like, yeah, I don't see her. I was like, but if we're gonna kill her, we maybe need to go. I don't know, man. The shit was weird, and I'm just here so I don't get fined. So
yeah, I was like, she's 6'6". How can you miss her? And Kahoot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out how did we get to the whole thing where they had her surrounded. I know she put up the shield. They went through the shield a little bit. She got injured, went behind the thing. They cut off the scene because they was trying to show everybody losing their powers. Mm-hmm. And next thing I know, she flying and then she falling to the ground. Yeah. So I'm like, well, when did she escape? How did she escape?
When they cut to somebody else fighting. I don't when we went to commercial break. Hell. It happens, man. I don't know. I'm good. Like this is the one episode where I've really been like, I don't care. Because it was so lackluster for me. And when it ended with the cliffhanger with her falling from the sky, I'm like, okay, is she gonna turn into Jennifer? Is her powers gonna kick back in? Is Perina gonna I really don't. It wasn't, the cliffhanger didn't hit the way I'm sure they intended it to.
Well, it was cliffhangers because Anissa got hit by a car.
Okay. Okay, nope. So the good you can wear this with anything, with any shoe. So my issue with that scene is Anissa didn't know who that was. That could have been a civilian. You walked into the middle of the street. So even if your powers worked, you would have possibly killed somebody who was just driving at night. You were in the wrong. What are you doing?
No.
Also, you had enough time to
when they seen her, they sped up. They seen her and they sped up.
But she didn't want to move out the way. Once you tried to thunderclap once and it didn't work, you need to get your ass back in that church. Like, this is weird. This is weird. This is weird as fuck. I'd rather see the pastor preach than to watch any of this. She's the reason Darius is dead. And I hope Grace is responsible for all of this. I hope she was like, you know what? Fuck these Pierces. I'm gonna get their ass. And like, that's the plot twist. If her and Ishmael working together, then I'm all for it. Because these people are working my goddamn nerves. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna take it. I was like, you don't have no powers. Stupid.
I'm done.
I'm done too. I guess we can go to our. Do you have any comments today?
Yeah, there's a few. There's quite a few. So we have Let's see. Hey, Tracy Lee. She says,
Hey.
hello. Hey there. Black Lightning is garbage. Straight from the jugular. Tracy Lee says, Black Lightning is garbage this season. Shaking my damn head. Yeah, I'm with you. Yikes. Yes, it's been some good parts. John says, it felt like the actors, writers, costume designers, caterers knew that they were out of a job and phoned it in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Can't deny that. Can't deny that.
John said it. John Livingston, he said it. Let's see. Tracy Lee also said, I like the painkiller scene too. Painkiller Khalil scene. I think that was honestly the best scene in the episode. I think it was the best. And again, I want to say TC needs to be on Khalil's show.
Painkiller. Put him on there.
Because especially when Gambi made that comment, you guys shouldn't leave suited up without contacting me or TC. And I'm like, so he's a big dog now. This boy is lost in time like Captain America. He is doing his schoolwork, getting through high school. He's also the guy in the chair. And more so than Gambi, because Gambi been off espionaging all season. So TC is that guy. He got to be on Painkiller.
There you go. Put him on.
Let's see. John says Jordan knows he has a job later on this year. He's trying to keep that something. I'm with him though. But he has some of the best acting in this episode. So
they gave him a whole segment.
Yeah, and
it was the best thing that was on the show this week.
Okay, so now John Livingston says, why does Painkiller have a Batman voice? Now, initially, I will say that kind of threw me a little bit, but I like it. I think even Jordan Calloway playing Khalil, and I could be wrong, but it feels like he's making Khalil's voice a little higher too. Not high like trying to imitate a woman, but it sounds like his voice is higher than maybe what his regular speaker voice is. And it could just be me.
Well, it does seem like he talks way more calm now. He talks way more, hey, we should be doing these types of things. And Painkiller's like, nah, nigga, we wilding in these streets. So you can tell the difference.
Yeah, I really like that. I like it too. Yeah. It goes down to, if I'm looking as a TV show, that is a very budget-friendly way to get the point across. So I like it.
And I think them giving him the Batman voice kind of keeps it from people being like, what? Why is this thing talking to himself? Like, we don't get it. I think the distinction between the two makes sense, and it kind of helps with the character. I'm with it.
I agree. Tracy Lee says, and this is going to Painkiller if it gets greenlit. I hated the new suit too. Tracy Lee, I was with you up until now.
And this is not
out, Tracy Lee. I do not want her.
Okay, and this is not going to no Painkiller. No,
please.
Let's just put that out there now. No, she's not. She's good. She's good where she is.
We're just oh my god. And I hope Grace goes, but we don't need no Anissa. Let's see. John says, yeah, what happened to Jen's therapist? JJ needs her. Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe they can't afford Erica Alexander. I don't know. Or maybe that she's just not in the cards, but that would have been probably a better way to go than.
That's how the phone call went. Hey, Erica, we need you for the show. Bye.
Man, shut up.
Let's hang up on him. She's like, I ain't been coming to that. Bye.
Jill Scott ain't even been on here, man. Golly. John also says, and this is a pimp. Grace was a homeless chick she picked up off the street. Once you realize that, you understand her. No, John, I refuse. Because Grace was a business owner. She was a savvy, smart, educated woman of color, a queer woman. She even went after all of her mess and got a job as a caterer. Like, so to me, it showed that one, she had initiative. She was dealing with the sins of her past or the trauma of her past and still was a functioning adult. And when times got rough, when she had that shop no more, mainly because of Anissa, she went catering. That job wasn't beneath her. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think that's a horrible thing to say, man. This ain't no pimp
at all. She keep losing. Well, so okay. So John says, I'm still trying to figure out why Lynn was arrested. It's Tobias.
Well, but he said, what did the FBI agent said something out of it was crazy. It was something weird. Like, I was like, you get arrested.
Something, I don't know, but I think
he said lack of something. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? That's the charge. Like, that sounds like you get a ticket for that. Like, he gave her some weird ass reason why she got arrested. And I was just like, you that's not even real.
And then for me, and I know this might be wrong, you've been injecting yourself with meta powers of the last 300 years. Ain't no way that man was finna take me in. She goes to the door. Jefferson isn't here. Girl, why are you going to this door? If you won't call me, you don't get in this door. You gotta kick this door in. If you don't call me before you come, I'm not answering that door.
It's the fucking FBI. See, you you think you tough, right? Like the fucking feds
with all them powers,
the feds kick your door.
That's me. That's human.
She doesn't know that he is a meta. She don't know that. So you got to think about it that way. She doesn't know that. If it's the feds come through and kicking in your door, you ain't got no time to be doing all this with other shit.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. No. See, no. So no, I'm gonna just say that. No.
Yeah. You see?
Okay. I mean, I know Tobias set up with the charges. Yeah, you just mentioned that some weird watching forensic files for too long or some shit. I don't know. John also says you're right. It's not CW. Writers were auditioning to get one of those HBO Max DC series. That could. That's what it feels like. That scene. That's the only scene in this whole series that was HBO Max. Yo. We did not need that prison scene.
I ain't gonna even say HBO Max. That was like FX. They ain't even made it the HBO Max type shit.
God damn, hold on. Okay, John also said, plot twist, Lynn getting arrested and all her shit taken was really Jefferson's doing. Season 1, Jeff was about to try to get the jobs, get the back together. He realized he spent all his time as Black Lightning. You know what? I thought that was going different direction. John, no, man. All in all, this was something. Tracy Lee agrees. She said Tobias scenes have been corny since the break.
They have.
I mean,
they have. They are terrible. He has been terrible, and that is usually the shining star of Black Lightning. And now he's just generic bad guy.
Yep.
Well, Lala, bring Lala back, man.
You know he's coming back.
The last episode.
Yeah. Him and Khalil and everybody from season 1, just bring them all back. Shit. At this point, where 2-bit at, man? That's what I need to see.
Give me some 2-bit.
Hey,
give me some 2-bit.
You already know, fam. So I don't know. How we feeling, man? How we feeling? I'm not even
Huh?
Nothing. What's up? Any who's your favorite character?
Why are you out of it? What are you on?
I'm on that green light, man.
Oh my god. Favorite what now?
Your favorite green light, nigga. What's
hashtag free Lala. You're right. Free
who's your favorite character, man?
Do I have to pick one?
I mean, it's on you.
It would have to be Painkiller. He had one good segment on here, and it was completely worth it. So I had to go with Painkiller.
I want to go with him too. I kind of want to pick TC because I think he did really good, but I'm gonna go with Painkiller.
He had like 2 scenes. What are you talking about?
But he's been consistently so good. But I'm going with Painkiller as well.
The fuck? Just like I want to go with TC. TC ain't had that much to do this episode, so let's not.
He did it well. He said, "Yeah, I'm straight. I like girls." Fuck him. Okay. Who's your
especially Gloria Fuentes? Whoever the girl is,
what happened? Is she coming back?
Who? Gloria Fuentes? I just made it up.
Remember the Hispanic girl who they went to Markovia? He was like trying to flirt with her.
This folks dead. All of those people are dead now. Leave it alone. They're dead now. You were digging up the past.
Who's your least favorite, man?
Whole cast. The rest of the cast.
Okay.
Anybody that's outside of Painkiller, They were terrible this episode.
Even Ishmael, nigga. Why you gotta get a slug?
Guilty by association.
Oh man. Honestly, man, that's how I'm feeling. There were so many bad performances. Like, oh man, who was the Red, Val, Tobias, that gun, that white guy who was like, I do business with my mouth or whatever.
I don't do business with my mouth. I do it with my actions. I was like, well, you know where you work at.
You work with Lady Eve in that sex shop.
He worked with the Black Cobra Clan. What are they called?
Yeah, Cobra Clan. My least favorite, I'd have to say Lynn, and mainly it's because of that. You got to stop my life.
Hold on. You're gonna make Lynn the least favorite, and she had probably one of the most horrific, uncomfortable scenes in it. That wasn't her fault.
No, not because of that. That's terrible. I'm talking about the one where she come in. They stole my life's work, girl. What? That's not his fault. Well, I don't know. Put whole cast to hell. So what do you read? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Maybe Anissa for getting Darius killed, but then Darius for being he should have just went on Insecure instead of coming to Freeland. He took the wrong left.
Not Insecure.
He looked like somebody who would be on Insecure. Tell me Darius don't look like he dated Easter D. That nigga was on Insecure.
He was on first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, one lightning strike.
I got 0.5.
And I was being generous because if it wasn't for that painkiller scene, and if it wasn't, I'm gonna be honest, I still like JJ's character too. She still keeps me.
Oh yeah, she cool. But
yeah, the way she explains shit and the way she does things, she keeps me going.
Yeah.
So
she did some silly shit though this episode, but yeah.
Yeah, but for her to explain why she went out as Lightning, and for Jefferson to be like, oh, riggedy rah rah rah, no.
Riggedy rah. Yo, okay, yeah. I'm giving him 0.5.
I can't be mad at that either.
So, here we go. So I don't know, man. Shit. Catch y'all on the damn pregame next week, I guess. I don't know. Let these folks know where to find you, support you, and all that good shit.
If you guys want to catch me on Twitter, it's at ColeJackson12. And if you want to catch me on Instagram, it's at ColeJackson_BYK. I just want to say thank you to everybody who shows up to the pregame. Thank you for everybody who shows up to the live stream. And thanks for everybody who actually live tweet with us, because it gets a little rowdy sometimes.
Yes. So do. And I'm Carefree Blood on Twitter, CarefreeBlackNerd everywhere else. IG, for those of you watching, you can see on the screen there, both of ours. Those links will be in the show notes, so be sure to check those out. And man, I don't know, man. Somebody tell us how many episodes are left, because somebody said 13, but I don't know. They still feel
if this is episode 9, there's no way there could be 13 episodes this year.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
That means we only got what, 4 left?
And a half. I don't know. Sure. Let's go with 4. So there you go. There you go, guys. So thank you all. And until next time, stay carefree, stay nerdy, stay geeky. Stay the hell away from Freeland. Just go to Akasha Valley and chill. Just like, don't get a job at a town that has one hospital and it's all white and everything happens in there. You meet a girl named Anissa. She got an Asian wife, run away because clearly she a fuckboy. I don't know.
And if y'all figure out how they lost their powers, please tell us on Twitter, because I still don't know.
Yeah, man. Use that hashtag BLMPod, man. We out.